WHOW.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this local news with this expanded local newscast, rather. It's brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, and we stream today to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Farmer City Heritage Days is this weekend in Farmer City. President of the Farmer City Heritage Days organization, Felicia Hughes, indicates the festival offers entertainment, a carnival, and all sorts of activities happening throughout the 3 days of the festival that kicked off on Thursday.
It's a 3-day summer festival. It's all around community. So Thursday night is our community night. It's a free community dinner. The Sons of American Legion Squadron 55 here in Farmer City serves the dinner for at-will donations. We have a cakewalk that is free to participate and hope the kids walk home with as many desserts as they can. Our carnival kicks off at 6 o'clock. Tonight we have armbands from 6 to 10. We have a dunk tank that the Blue Ridge boys basketball and boys baseball team is doing. And we have a kiddie and adult scavenger hunt tonight. Mm-hmm.
Plenty of entertainment resumes tonight and Saturday night off the main drag in Farmer City. Hughes appreciates the support of sponsors that allow the entertainment to take place.
So tomorrow night we have Burden of the Sky headlining with openers Below 7, The Other LA, and Jensen Liars for our rock night. And then on Saturday, we have Chase Matthews headlining with Logan Crosby and Jensen Liars opening. So our big sponsors this year are Gibson Area Hospital, Keister Home Group, American Graphics, Anytime Towing, Country Financial, Kevin Richardson.
Saturday is a big day for the kids. Hughes explains they have a lot going on for children of all ages, the highlight of which is a free kids zone.
So the Farmer City Fire Department will do a ribeye sandwich lunch on Saturday. The Farmer City BMX will have a food tent all weekend. Blue Ridge High School football team will be doing the 5K, kicks off Saturday morning with registration starting at 8 a.m. and the race starts at 9, a kids fun run to follow. Mm-hmm. Farmer City Kiwanis puts on the kiddie and adult tractor pulls. The 4-H kids will run the Kid Zone on Saturday, which is 100% free to participate. Kids can come out from noon to 4 and enjoy any of the kids' activities in the Kid Zone at no cost. We have a water feature, we have a petting zoo, we have pony rides, we have the kiddie and adult tractor pulls, we have free face painting, we have a joyful bubbles, a dunk tank.
FarmerCityHeritageDays.com has all the information about this year's festivities, and again, the festival runs through Saturday in Farmer City. Kids and cyber safety is a growing concern among law enforcement, and a Central Illinois detective is seeing it in his small portion of the world. On the WHOW Morning Show Thursday, Piatt County Sheriff's Detective Stu Williams told Regional Radio he has been in the detective's role a little more than a month, and he sees it much more now than when he did when he was on patrol.
So I dealt with it a little bit when I was on patrol, when I was with K9. I retired Cato on April 17th, and I took a little vacation with my family, and then I've basically been hitting the ground running. And unfortunately, a lot of my cases recently, at least in this first month and a half, have been social media. I just got back from a 2-day cell phone training to help me, figure out different tools that I can use to help me. So it's kind of been good because the training I just went to, I'm getting to use in real life. And luckily, there's not been any victims. Seriously, we've been able to catch it pretty early and kind of educate these kids, and it's been nice.
These individuals online are posing as teens, hoping to befriend our youth for various reasons. Detective Williams sees people wanting material of a sexual nature. Some are simply after money, and often the threat of personal information being leaked to a friend list can scare our kids.
Some are, I hate to say it, it's sex trafficking, where they're going to traffic a kid. Another could just be there's some people that are disturbed in the head, and they may be 30, 40 years old, but they really want to date a 15-year-old, and they're just literally looking for a relationship. And then some are just, trying to there's always that scam where they're just trying to get money. Somehow they're going to get money. Like, a big thing is they convince them to send some photos that they, looking back, they don't want. And then next thing you know, they have that photo, and now they're telling you like, hey, if you don't pay me $2,000, I'm going to send this to your entire friend list. Whether they're going to do it or not, now you got a 15-year-old that doesn't want to tell their parents what they've done, doesn't have the money, and also is now their whole thing, like, it's blowing up in my face, and how do I handle it? I always tell a parent, I always tell the kids, your parents are going to be very upset. They're going to be disappointed in you, but they're going to help you get out of it. You need to communicate with your kids. But everyone needs to know, once you hit send, it's out in cyberspace and it stays there for a very long time.
According to Detective Williams, some kids are very trusting and will add anyone on any platform, while others will not talk to someone if they don't know them. He indicates these characters online are very good at learning about their victims to make a connection.
It is all over the place. You got some kids that are like, if I don't know you, I'm not talking to you. And then there's others that will just add anybody and everybody. So when I talk to these kids, I try to educate them, use it as an education. I wish I could tell you it's always sunshine and rainbows, and meet as many people and be as diverse as you can, and just, but you gotta prepare for the worst, that, this person, and be careful what you put on. I tell people, so you can, if you put too much on social media, like on your Facebook or whatnot, honestly, these predators study you, they're, kind of like we're watching game film. They'll study their study guide, oh, this person likes this and this, and then they'll just casually bring it up. My favorite band is this, and then you're like, oh, that's my favorite band, and then all of a sudden you start falling for, because they are, it's almost like they're a spitting image of yourself. It's everything you want in a relationship, and it's just not the same person on the other side of the computer screen.
Detective Williams encourages everyone to be mindful of what they're putting out into cyberspace, because it can stay out there longer than you realize. He stresses to kids, nothing goes away once it's put online.
One, be very careful what you put out there, and that goes for anybody. If you're posting hey, I'm going on vacation this week and I'm so excited for this vacation, we've been planning this, well, now your house might get broken into because they know no one's there. At two, don't, if you haven't physically seen them in person, or you can confirm they are who they are, if you do go down that, I would advise not to even talk to them. But if you are, be very limited, because small talk would be to the extent of mine. Just be very careful what you put out there and who you put out there for. These things do have private modes, in settings and stuff where only friends can see. I would be very that would be the first thing I would do on my social media pages, is make it private. Where you search my name, you can maybe see my name, and that's it. Every kid's different. Every person's different. Sometimes, unfortunately, they got to find out the hard way. We try to stop it before it gets too bad.
We'll have more from Detective Williams next week here on Regional Radio. Soil health and quality play a significant role in the nutritional value of pastures and cover crops, determining grazing strategies and sustainability. Attending the University of Illinois Extension Dudley Smith Farm Field Day this summer can help producers break down soil components impacting quality, explore research findings, and leave with options to employ better soil health changes in their cattle, pasture, and farming operations. Dudley Smith Farm is a place where sustainable agriculture agriculture practice is shown into the future through hands-on research opportunities. Attendees can look forward to hearing industry updates and application examples on site at the upcoming field day beginning at 9:30 on Thursday, June 20th at the Research Center in Taylorville between Taylorville and Piatt in Christian County off Route 29 at East 600 North Road. A free lunch is also provided. Field day presentation topics this time around include exploration management programs to reduce N&P runoff in cropping plans, discovering cover crops in livestock and cropping programs, updates on P&K recommendations for field crops in Illinois, looking at the history of soil testing results in Illinois, transition from a family farm to plant operation, exploring grazing strategies for beef producers, and discussing related crop sciences research findings from the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. There's also the opportunity for a farm tour of field cropping systems and the beef paddocks to include the day. There's no cost to attend the field day. Advanced registration is due by June 17th to receive lunch. Check out the full agenda, speakers, and registration at go.illinois.edu/DSF Field Day 24. News time is 19 minutes after 7 o'clock here on this Friday. Plenty more coming your way on the WHOW Morning Show.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at BaumChevyBuick.com right from the start.
News time is 19 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Friday. Again, I'm Seth Lawrence with you folks today for this expanded local newscast. New legislation would make it easier for those with bleeding disorders to receive medical care without the delay of insurance pre-authorization. State Representative Bill Howder's new bill is putting patients' needs at the forefront as it would remove the emergency room visit requirement from insurance pre-authorization. This would ensure patients with bleeding disorders would get the prompt care they need.
This is addressing the pre-authorization abuse that we see. Oftentimes those with bleeding disorders are required to, if they need to use factor in emergency fashion, they have to go to the emergency department. That emergency department oftentimes is crowded, is unable to handle their condition. They have to be transferred to another pharmacy. This can be all avoided if they can just simply go to their specialty pharmacy, not have to go to the required emergency department visit. This bill removes that.
After passing the House of Representatives, State Senator Dave Keeler sponsored the legislation in the Senate, receiving unanimous support. The bill awaits Governor Pritzker's signature. Carbon capture and sequestration projects have continued to be talking points in central Illinois. Lawmakers in Illinois passed legislation over the weekend with hopes of dealing with the issue. Senate Bill 1289 includes companies needing to prove their project will catch carbon and not store it underground. There will be more stringent rules carbon dioxide pipeline projects have to follow versus other carbon sequestration projects. The bill also puts a moratorium on all multi-state pipelines. Many oppose this bill, including State Representative Brad Halbrook and the Illinois Farm Bureau. The IFB says companies can use a version of eminent domain even though companies have to complete multiple steps first before claiming a farmer's land.
This is a decision that we are making late in the day here, late in the weekend of a time that we were supposed to be adjourned or near adjourned. This is a decision that will have lasting impacts for centuries. In the last 150 years, near the end of the 19th century or the early 20th century, many cutting-edge technologies were put into place, only to find out later that they've created messes that we are currently, and for the last maybe 30, 40 years, have been trying to clean up. This is maybe cutting-edge technology today, but it's in its infancy. We do not know yet the long-term implications or ramifications from the technology. We do not know what the potential hazards may be. Let me break this down in the simplest of terms. At zero carbon, plants don't grow. Animals will die. Our food production system ends. Life ends. You cannot be all in on the new Green Deal and be for the working man at the same time. At this point, how will you have kale salads, tofu chips, avocado toast, or almond milk for your free school lunch programs? I want it on the record. Republicans are right on the science. We're right on the issue. You're all going to regret voting yes for this. Vote no.
The bill passed 78-29 in the House. The Illinois Senate passed House Bill 4439, which designates the soybean as the official state bean. State Senator Doris Turner of Springfield hails this as a significant designation, noting Decatur as the soybean capital of the world and emphasizing the economic impact and job creation associated with the soybean industry. Illinois leads the nation in soybean production, contributing 15% of all U.S. soybeans, according to the Illinois Farm Bureau. The bill received bipartisan support in the Senate. Illinois Soybean Association Chairman Ron Kindred praised the move, recognizing its alignment with the 60th anniversary of the association and the state's prominent role in agriculture. State lawmakers are sending a bill to the governor that would create a plan to create new funeral home regulations to the in an effort to respond to the mishandling of human remains at the Hines Funeral Home in Carlinville. Senate Bill 2643 is the Integrity in Death Care Act and would create an identification system for all human remains to ensure funeral homes never mishandle human remains. Anyone intentionally violating preparation room procedures and rules could face a Class 4 felony. People engaging in funeral directing or embalming, without a license would be charged with a Class A misdemeanor. State Representative Wayne Rosenthal co-sponsored the legislation.
What's more disturbing is the fact that a local coroner raised a red flag to the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations in March about the conditions at the funeral home and said they were unacceptable and criminal in nature. For at least 6 months, the state of Illinois failed to investigate the alarming allegations, while deceased remains continued to be intentionally mistreated. To not investigate such allegations for months is unacceptable. For this reason, we are calling for the amendments to the criminal code that makes it a Class 4 felony for any person to knowingly and intentionally mishandle human remains. I cannot fathom the pain family members carry that have been caused by the director of Hines Funeral Home. No words will ever heal the suffering these families have endured after they put their trust into this funeral home, but reformed legislation and accountability from the state will make sure that these horrific criminal acts never happen again.
Senate Bill 2643 passed unanimously out of the Senate last week and had previously gained unanimous support in the House. It heads to the governor's desk for his signature. State Senator Robert Peters has advanced a Health Care Protection Act through the Senate with bipartisan support. The legislation, House Bill 5395, looks to address issues in health insurance such as ghost networks, which list providers who are not accepting new patients or do not take certain insurance plans. The bill also extends the ban on unjustified insurance rate hikes to large group plans, ensuring affordable care access.
Life, with all its twists and surprises, is already unpredictable. Our healthcare system shouldn't add to the uncertainty. It's time for insurance companies to prioritize care over profits and for us to support those who work in and depend on the healthcare system with legislation that makes a difference. I've heard powerful stories from doctors, patients, and colleagues about how the Healthcare Protection Act would save lives and lower costs for millions of Illinoisans. As my wife and I start on our journey to build a family through IVF and fertility treatments, this issue has been personal to me. I couldn't be more proud to carry this legislation through the Senate.
Key provisions of the bill include banning prior authorization for mental health treatments, requiring public disclosure of treatments needing prior authorization, and prohibiting short-term limited duration health plans that often exclude pre-existing conditions. Senator Peters stated it would reduce costs and save lives by making healthcare more accessible and reliable. House Bill 5395 now awaits the governor's signature. State Senator Robert Peters has also advanced the Health Care Protection Act through the Senate with bipartisan support. House Bill 5395 looks to address issues in health insurance like ghost networks as well. With lawmakers' help across the aisle, one Illinois congressman wants to improve the Illinois housing crunch. Republican Darren LaHood introduced the Affordable Housing Credit Improvement Act last year with the support of more than 160 House members. Congressman LaHood says the act could support financing nearly 2 million affordable homes within the next decade.
I'm the sponsor of a bill that's going to help build more low-income housing. We need more low-income housing, particularly in McLean County. We only have roughly 200, 300 homes on the market there. And so I sponsored a bill in the House last year, 220 co-sponsors, 110 Democrats, 110 Republicans. We passed it out of committee, passed it on the House floor. Now, it doesn't get a lot of attention because it's not sexy. It's not, somebody yelling or screaming at each other, but it's very bipartisan, and it's going to help the country. We have a housing shortage in rural, urban, and suburban areas. The bill's now sitting over in the Senate. I hope we get a vote on it here. It will add 8,000 to 10,000 new housing units in Illinois.
Lawmakers approved Congressman LaHood's bipartisan act in the House of Representatives, where it awaits a vote in the Senate. The act has the backing of 80 Republicans and 81 Democrats. It awaits, again, a vote in the Senate. 29 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Friday. Coverage of news brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters. We stream to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton.